All right. Hello and welcome everyone to this Seawolf information session. We appreciate you joining us. Today's topic is going to be meal plans, books, and more, presented by our colleagues at ASA. So if you guys do have any questions for them, feel free to use the Q&A feature all throughout the meeting, or otherwise we'll have some time for live questions at the end. If you're unfamiliar with the Zoom webinar format, in the bottom bar, you should be able to see a Q&A feature, and by clicking onto that button, you'll be allowed to submit questions for us to answer all throughout the session and then at the end as well. But with that in mind, again, thanks so much for joining us, and I'll pass it over to my colleagues with ASA.
I'm going to share my screen quick.
Hey everybody. Well, Sam is trying to share a screen. I'd just like to introduce us. So Sam and I are with the Auxiliary Service Association of Stony Brook University. We provide all sorts of services to the school, including our food service, meal plans, um, locker rentals, basically anything, a lot of things that are non learning related. Um, so
All right,
Sam.
I will take it from here. My name is Samantha Johnson. I am the Student Services Manager here at ASA. So I kind of oversee most of the things I'll be talking about today. Just to jump right into it, we support students in several important areas of campus life. Our office helps to manage the meal plans, eCampus textbooks, student health insurance, locker rentals, and Wolfie Wallet, just to name a few. So we're here to help answer any questions, solve issues, and connect students with the resources that they might need. Before I get into the actual meal plans, I just wanted to go over a few dining terms you'll hear a lot on campus because it can get a little bit confusing at first. So dining dollars can be used at all on-campus dining locations. They can be used at food trucks, any of the SBU Eats dining locations, which makes them the most flexible options on campus. They also roll over from the fall semester to the spring semester, so students don't lose any unused balance right away. And the final day to use dining dollars is commencement day in the spring. Because they work almost everywhere on campus and last the entire academic year, dining dollars are the most popular payment method on campus. Next, we have the meal swipes. Meal swipes can only be used at the dine-in locations, which are the East Side Dining Hall and the West Side Dining Hall. These are the buffet style, all you care to eat dining locations. And unlike dining dollars, meal swipes do not roll over and they expire at the end of each semester. Guest passes can also be used at the dining hall locations. These passes are exclusive to the SBU Premium Meal Plan, and they allow students to bring in family, friends, anyone visiting them on campus, and then they can eat at the dining hall locations at the cost of the meal plan. They don't have to pay anything out of pocket. And lastly are the Roth meal exchanges. The meal exchanges can be used at the Roth Cafe locations, including Subway, Smash and Shake, and Savor. Each location has its own prefixed menu item. For example, you can get a 6-inch sub and a soda from Subway and use one meal exchange instead of having to pay for the actual value of the meal with dining dollars. So now I'll talk about the meal plans available for this 26-27 academic year. The meal plans are designed to give students flexibility depending on their schedule and eating habits. Most meal plans include a mix of meal swipes and dining dollars. And your meal plan requirements depend on both your academic year and your housing assignment, but I'll explain that a little bit later. It's also important to know how the billing and accessing of your meal plan actually works. The cost of your meal plan, which is listed next to each meal plan, is posted to your tuition bill in Solar. It's included in that balance for the semester and can be paid the same way that you would pay your tuition and fees. And then once everything is set, your meal plan is loaded directly onto your Stony Brook ID card before you arrive onto campus. So once you get here, you can start using your meal plan as soon as possible. So as you can see, there are several meal plans available for the academic year. The SBU Premium Meal Plan is the most extensive option. The biggest benefit of this plan is that you get unlimited meal swipes to use at both the East and the West Side dining halls. It also includes 500 dining dollars, 54 Roth meal exchanges, and 10 guest swipes. So you can bring friends and family to dine with you. Next is the Block 110 plan. This meal plan provides 1,050 dining dollars along with 110 meal swipes to use on campus. This meal plan offers a good balance between meal swipes and dining dollars, making it a pretty flexible option for students. Next is the 2,600 dining dollar meal plan, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's 2,600 dining dollars with no meal swipes. So those dining dollars can be used anywhere on campus. You're not limited to any specific location. And similarly, the commuter and the apartment 550 meal plans are exactly what they seem. It's 550 dining dollars with no meal swipes. And finally is the budget plan. The budget plan is a little bit different. It's a prepaid meal plan, and it requires $20 to open. This is the only meal plan that's not charged to your tuition bill. Instead, you'll need to log into the Get mobile app and add funds directly to your account using a debit or a credit card, which is why it's considered a prepaid option. So we do have some meal plan requirements for resident students. All first-year students, including transfers in their freshman year, are required to be on the SBU Premium Meal Plan for both their first and their second semesters living on campus. Students living in residence halls without cooking facilities, which we refer to as non-cooking rooms, must choose from one of the 3 residential meal plans, which are the SBU Premium Plan, the Block 110 Plan, and the 2,600 Dining Dollar Plan. And transfer students who are sophomore or above can choose from any of those 3 residential meal plans. If no meal plan is selected from the student by the start of the semester, they will automatically be placed on the SBU Premium Meal Plan. Commuter students, if you're commuting to campus and not living on campus, are not required to be enrolled in a meal plan, but they can choose to enroll in any meal plan that they'd like. They can choose any of the residential meal plans. They also have the option to enroll in that commuter 550 meal plan, or they could just enroll in the budget plan and add dining dollar funds as they go. It is important to note, though, that if you sign up for one of these commuter meal plans, your meal plan selection for the fall will automatically be renewed for the spring. But you do have the option to cancel that spring meal plan if you choose to. So the Get mobile app, which I mentioned before, is one of the most useful tools for students to manage their dining accounts. You could access it both as a website and as a mobile app. And you can check in real time your meal plan balances. You could see any recent transactions, and you can add dining dollar funds if you're getting low using a debit or credit card. And as a parent, you could also add funds to the student's account. All that you need to do, there's actually a specific option for parents, guardians, or other relatives to add dining dollar funds to their account. You just need their Stony Brook ID number and their last name. Another important payment method that we talk about a lot on campus is Wolfie Wallet. Wolfie Wallet is basically a prepaid debit account connected to your student ID card, but it's separate from your meal plan. The nice thing about Wolfie Wallet is that it's accepted at more locations, both on and off campus, than dining dollars, and any unused balance can be refunded once you leave the university. But unlike meal plans, Wolfie Wallet purchases are taxed. They're not able to be billed through your solar account, and they can't be paid directly with financial aid. So Wolfie Wallet has a lot of different places that it can be used both on and off campus. That includes places like the campus store where you can buy merchandise. We accept it at all dining locations, printing services. You could use it at the copying machines, the FedEx office, anything like that. And then we do have a bunch of off-campus locations too, like Domino's, Shake Shack, Jersey Mike's, just to name off a few. We actually have about 20 locations that do accept Wolfie Wallet off campus. So just to give a quick overview of campus dining, SBU Eats includes 2 main dining hall locations, which are the East Side Dining Hall and the West Side Dining Hall, along with a lot of retail locations along campus. So that includes places like the Roth Cafe, the Student Activity Center has their own cafeteria, Starbucks, Dunkin', Jasmine, Subway, and the food trucks. These menus are created by the SBU Eats culinary team, and they are available online to view the menu before the semester starts. So NutraSlice is another app that you can download directly on your phone. It is Stony Brook's digital dining platform. Students can use NutraSlice to view menus online, check nutritional information, use mobile ordering, access allergens and ingredient details. It's, like I said, available for desktop, mobile devices. It's displayed on screens around campus. And we also do label all of the food with the dietary information. So this is just kind of an example of what it looks like. You can see that you could filter it by different allergens, by specific diet, whether you're vegetarian, you're vegan, you have specific dietary restrictions. You could filter out all of the menus and see what options there are available to you. But as we know, dining is not one size fits all. So we do have a campus dietitian. Her name is Laura Martirano. She is available on campus at all times. She's also available over the summer for phone calls, Zoom calls, anything like that to go over any dietary preferences that you have or any concerns that you have about dining on campus. She'll go over any food allergies, dietary restrictions, personalized meal plannings, anything like that. And she is available to help students identify safe dining locations, create backup meal options, or anything like that that students need to specifically fit their needs. And then this is Laura's information, a couple QR codes, and a very blurry picture of her. Her email is listed there too, if you want to make any arrangements to meet up with Laura and talk about any specific dining preferences that you have. So now to switch from dining and meal plans a little bit, I'd like to touch on the student health insurance. So Stony Brook partners with United Healthcare Student Resources to provide coverage for all students on campus. This includes domestic students, international students, students that are studying abroad, and have outbound coverage, anything like that. The insurance charge is posted directly to your both fall and spring tuition bills in Solar. One important thing to know is that the insurance can be used both on and off campus as long as you're visiting in-network providers. So while students can absolutely use services at the Student Health Center here on campus, the coverage also works with doctors, specialists, urgent cares, anything like that that's surrounding the Stony Brook area. So this gives students flexibility in choosing where they receive their care, whether they're here at school. It also works if you're home on break or if you're traveling. So the student health insurance charge is posted to all full-time students' tuition bills. However, if students already have their own health insurance coverage that is comparable to ours, this is not mandatory to enroll in ours, but you will need to complete what we call the health insurance waiver portal to tell us and provide your alternative health insurance information and let us know that you don't need to enroll in ours. So the waiver portal can be found on Solar, which is the student's account, and can be found under the campus financial services section. Just some important waiver deadlines. The deadline to waive the health insurance for the fall semester is the first day of classes. So that is August 24th. And for the spring semester, the deadline is the first day of spring semester classes, which is January 25th. Stony Brook's official textbook provider is eCampus. So one important thing to know about our textbooks is that we don't sell them directly in store anymore. All of the textbook purchasing and rentals are done online through eCampus. Students can either ship the textbooks back to their house or they can ship the textbooks to the SBU campus store and have it ready for pickup right on campus. So this is just kind of what the eCampus website will look like. It'll have you select your textbook, whether you want to do it through your courses or if you want to search for a specific textbook yourself. That is all done directly on campus. And just so that you know, all of the processing, all of the rentals are done through eCampus directly. We're not really involved until we actually receive the textbook in hand and we send students out the information to come pick it up. So if there are any rental questions, you have to cancel an order. Shipping is taking a little bit longer than expected, and you're just wondering where your textbook is. All of those questions will need to go directly to eCampus, and then we'll just let you know once we receive the textbook and it's ready for pickup. So for textbook returns, pretty similarly to ordering the textbooks, it's done directly through eCampus. So you will receive a shipping label when you process the return, and it'll need to be sent back, whether it's UPS, FedEx, the Postal Service, whatever you choose. Textbooks will need to be packaged with the shipping label posted to the outside of the box and brought to a shipping service either on campus or off campus. The campus store doesn't actually accept any returns in person. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on was the locker rentals. Locker rentals are available for students who just want some extra storage on campus. It's available for commuter students and also students that live on campus. The lockers are located in the Melville Library Student Lounge, and they're located at the lower level of the Student Activity Center. The Student Lounge has some seating and some conference spaces for students and has vending machines and bathrooms. So it is a space for students to go and hang out, get some homework done, anything like that. And locker rentals are for the academic year and need to be either renewed or returned at the end of the spring semester. And this is the pricing for you. A new locker rental is $56 for the year. That is the $31 rental fee plus the $25 key deposit. When you renew your locker, the deposit is not factored into the cost. All you need to do is just pay the rental fee. And then once you return your locker key, you'll receive your $25 deposit back either as a refund check or back to your original form of payment. So I know I ran through that pretty quick. If you do have any questions and you don't want to ask them right now, here's some contact information for us. Whether they're questions to Meal Plan directly, Wolfie Wallet Locker Rentals, specifically health insurance or eCampus, or textbook pickup questions. We have all of that there. And then on the next page, I have some QR codes that go directly to our website as well.
Thank you so much for all that information, Sam. We really appreciate it. I know
Of
as
course.
we've gone on, we had a couple questions in the chat that I was able to answer, but I'll run through with you real quick, just make sure that everything I
Yeah,
said was accurate. And then we do have a couple
definitely.
more as well that we'll touch on. But as I'm doing that, if anyone else has any questions, feel free to drop those in the Q&A section. Anastasios asked, where can we check how many dining dollars we had left? I had mentioned on the ASA website where you can log in, or the Get Mobile app. Those are still accurate locations.
Exactly that. Yep.
Awesome. Also a question from Trixie. Do we need to waive the health insurance every semester? And then I linked them the website with the waivers with the information on specific deadlines and how you could do that with the application.
Yes, exactly. I do just want to note, though, that as long as you have an active waiver for the fall semester, that will roll over to the spring semester as well. So as long as everything is good to go, submitted on time for the fall, you don't have to worry about it for the spring. You will see that waiver credit on your spring tuition bill as well. If you missed the deadline for the fall or, your insurance changes, anything like that, you can always reach out to our office and we can help you through, any questions that you have.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're
And then
welcome.
one more question that was already answered. Does the campus only take dining dollars or school offered forms of payment? I mentioned that you can still use different cards that you have, debit cards, credit cards, etc. But campus is cash free in most places.
Yes, exactly that. Thank you, Dylan.
Awesome. All right, so two more for you that have not been answered yet.
Okay.
Susie mentioned, what are lockers typically used for?
So that is very personalized per student. Some students will drop off some textbooks that they don't want to bring home. I know some students that play sports, whether they're club sports, on a team, anything like that. You'll see some tennis rackets, some extra tennis balls, things like that in the locker rentals. Maybe some sweatshirts, jackets. It's really just any extra space that you need on campus. If you have maybe a dorm that's a little bit further away that you always don't feel like running back there, you can always store stuff in the locker. And we do have a lot of commuter students that take advantage of the lockers too, whether it's presentations that they have, rolled up and in the locker, extra sweatshirts, extra sneakers if they want to go to the gym in the middle of the day, things like that. But it really is, it's your space, so you can use it for whatever you'd like.
Awesome. And somebody asked if the health insurance waiver portal is live now for fall 26.
It is. Yep. That is active on everybody's solar accounts right now. It is a little bit tricky, so definitely reach out if you do have questions. I tell everybody, it asks you if you're a part-time or full-time student. I tell everybody to select full-time regardless, just because sometimes things change. People enroll in more classes as the semester starts, and the system won't automatically trigger once you submit, but once you enroll in more courses. So I just tell everybody, just to cover all bases, to select full-time student and then waive it as a full-time student.
Thanks so much. If anyone has any more questions, now would be the time to submit those. You can obviously always reach out at any point after this, but if you do want to take advantage of Sam's awesome answers while we are live, now would be the time to do so. Otherwise, we'll get starting wrapping up with this session. Cool. So if any other questions come through, I will stop and read them, but seems like everybody's all good at the moment. So thank you, Rob. Thank you, Sam, for coming on today and speaking with
Of
everybody.
course.
If anyone is interested in watching this session back or has any more questions, it will be posted in the next couple days to the Orientation and Transition Program Stony Brook YouTube channel. So if you do want to take a look at that and you have anything you wanted to review, feel free to give us a couple days to get that posted there, and you'll be able to see that. Otherwise, you guys are all good to go. We did have one more question just come in about meal plans. Are all freshmen required to get the premium SBU meal plan?
Yes, all freshmen that are residing on campus must enroll in that meal plan. After your freshman year, you can choose to enroll in whatever meal plan that you're eligible for. Freshman students that are commuting, though, do not have that requirement. So if you're a freshman that is not residing on campus, commuting from home, commuting from somewhere close to campus, you do not have any meal plan requirements.
Awesome. And we got one more as well. Are there
Mhm.
options/waivers for free textbooks?
That would not be handled through us. That may be something that the student support team would be able to help you out with, or the financial aid office. Unfortunately, our office doesn't offer any sort of waivers for textbook rentals. But I think the student support team would probably be your best bet if you're looking for something like that.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much again, everyone, for coming out and spending some time with us. We are looking forward to seeing you all in the fall. Um, if I will hang out for just a couple more minutes if we have any more questions, but you guys are all good to go. Looks like one more about freshmen cannot afford the meal plan. So what do I do as it is required? That is a part of your requirement if you are living on campus. Again, there are lots of other resources you could look to take advantage of if that's something you are looking into, whether it be student financial services or student support services. I would recommend getting in touch with those offices, as that is, if you are planning to live on campus, a required part of your tuition and bill. Cool. Seems like you guys are still trickling in some stuff, so I'll give it another minute.
Mhm.
But up to y'all. If you have more questions, happy to answer. All right. Now looks like we're good. So I'm going to close this out. But thanks again. If you guys do need to get in touch with any of us at any point, reach out to the orientation office email, and we can certainly direct your questions where they need to go, or you can reach out directly to auxiliary services with questions for them. But thanks again, Sam. Thanks again, Rob. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
bye.
you.